Mickey Mantle, Roger Maris autographs. Wow. On today's episode of Baseball King Collectibles. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to another episode. Today is Mickey Mantle, Roger Maris Day. That's right. Not easy to get either of those two guys' autographs. But, Maris I did not get in person because he was already passed away by the time the autograph circuit came along. But the M&M boys, wow, they were the guys you had to have in the early 60s. They were everybody's guys. If you were a Yankee fan back then. And I didn't start my Yankee fandom until 63 was the first season I remember. And I remember coming home from school day and World Series and watching Sandy Koufax strike out Harry Bright to record his 15th strikeout in game one of the series. And that was horrible to watch. But I was a Yankee fan. I could hit her in the series. It was my first series. That was exciting. 64, another great year. Yeah, they win the World Series again. Lost in 7. But okay, I was still, I'm happy. I'm 8 years old. I'm okay. 1965 happened. 1965 came. What happened? Kubek quit. That's what happened first. The retirement of Kubek. Like, where'd you go, Tony? Like, you're 30 years old. Why? The next season, Bobby Richardson decided to quit after the 66 season. It's like, you're too young also, guy. What's going on here? Mickey was getting older, of course, but he was still productive. He was still coming off some nice seasons. 64, he had a big year. Whitey was aging. His arm wasn't the same anymore. He was approaching the end of his career. But then seeing Ellie Howard in a Boston Red Sox uniform during the 67 season, that was it, That was it for me. That was a hard watch. But Roger Maris really hurt me. That hurt. I woke up as a 10-year-old boy. We used to have the newspapers on the table every day. Every family had newspapers back then. And you wake up, there's the headlines. What? What? I couldn't believe it. It was just heartbreaking, seeing Roger Maris getting traded. It's like, I can't believe this is going to happen. And it did, he had no choice. There's the proof. It's in the writing. It happened. Middle of the winter. It was like, oh my God, and that it really hurt me a lot seeing Maris go. But, before I get to my autographs, I'll show you. I got to tell you real quick. This channel, I don't know what happened, guys. Where'd you guys go? There's 3 people watched my last video. Last 8 videos, I didn't even get 20 views a video. So, what are you doing? Where'd you go? What happened? Is it me? I'm going to take it personally. I have to because I'm responsible for everything that goes on here. So, I'm going to take this personally. But, if it doesn't work out, it was doing good. We were getting a lot of views early on. We were doing good. We were growing. We got subscribers here. So, nobody's watching. I'm going to take that personally. Is it me? Old guys? Is he a Yankee fan? I don't know. Anyway, you guys don't want to hear me vent about that, right? Wrong. I have to sometimes because maybe it'll get you to watch. Or try another video. Just watch something else if you got a minute. You don't have to watch the whole video. Go to it. Click like. That really, and you have no idea how that helps. So, I've showed you all this before. I believe I showed a few of my mantles. I don't know what I haven't showed, what I showed, but that's a nice Mickey sweet spot. White as a ghost. I mean, that's a beauty. I don't even know what these are going for now. But, Mickey autographs, always tough to get. And I had a couple others that I got here. This is a Beckett. What's wrong with Beckett anyway? I'll buy Beckett because PSA, anything on autograph, I will buy Beckett baseball cards. Autographs, yes, because it's an autograph. It's not being, the card's not being graded. So there's the Mantle. I'll show you close up on the autograph. It's a pretty good one from Mickey. All right, I had another one. I don't think I ever showed this, but it's always out in the background, so you guys can see this. But here's a close-up of it. Again, this is a nice, there's a nice autograph with Mickey on the bottom. That's the Perez Steel version. I got like almost every version of every Mantle. But I just wanted to show you a couple of them before I get to the big guy here. And this is the one that was very difficult for me to get. I never got it in person. Roger Maris didn't hit the card show circuit. He was passed away right when the shows started to take off. So, unfortunately for all of us collectors, look, if Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig lived long, productive lives, they would have been at the card shows. Can you imagine? Babe Ruth's autographs wouldn't be worth what they are, neither would Gehrig. Could you imagine if that would have been possible? That would have been great, but unluck has it, didn't happen, unfortunately. But we did get the Maggio Williams Mantle kind of long time. Mantle young too, but but this guy was too young. Roger Maris, another one too young with Gehrig, too young. So his autograph is not as popular. It's in a pen. Wasn't much Sharpie going, for signing out. Everyone used pens back then. This is a 65 card. This is one of my favorites, the cards. Look how old. Look at Maris with the gray hair. I mean, come on. He looks like he's like 60 years old, and it's like an old timer's game maybe. But he was 31 years old in this picture, right? 31 years old in the spring of 65. So Goes to show you the pressure he had on him with that 61 season. You know, he had clumps of hair coming out of his hair, you know, falling out and all that. It was a rough year for him, even though he made a name for himself, you know. It got to him, and eventually he passed away at a very young age. But this is my one Roger Maris autograph, my only one, the only one I probably ever own because he's very expensive online. This one I got for a great price a few years ago. Now the prices are sky high since the pandemic and all that. You know, everything's gone up high, and you can't touch this now at a reasonable price. I mean, I found actually two exact same card. I'll put the price up for some recent sales. Expensive, but it's affordable. It's not out of range. And it's Roger Maris, so, you know, what more could you want than that, right? You know, like I said, the price is all depending on condition and the pen and this and that and all that. Yeah, as you guys all wear with autographs, you know, the signature can vary from time to time. You can be bumped in the crowd, you get them in the crowd. It's not going to be as good as just sitting at a table signing it. And so this was a pretty good one I got. So that's about all I got for you guys. Please come back. Just watch. Please, you got to help me out. Otherwise, there's nothing to watch. I mean, I don't know where I'm going to go. But I might have to start opening up junk wax. I'm warning you. Don't make me do it. I'll see you soon.